this is a huge issue, not only because of the AI of it all,
Mhm.
which I think is a great movie name as well, the AI of it all, but because it's a perennial issue for any brand. Any brand needs to do those two things. It needs to be consistent over time, so it's recognizable, it's familiar, it's findable,
Mhm.
and it also needs to be fresh and interesting and provide a little bit of surprise, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you are exactly right that usually you find brands, and by brands we mean
Yes. Yes.
people running brands that fall on one side of the aisle or the other. One side where the people running brands make it very, very consistent to the point that it is boring AF
Mhm.
and dull AF, or it's chaos and it's fun and it's flashes in the pan.
Yeah.
So, for example, boring and consistent might be something like UPS. And at the same time, maybe that's okay for some brands
Yeah.
because they don't need to do a lot of razzmatazz.
Mhm.
They can be a fairly boring and consistent brand if it works for the business. On the other hand, you see brands that do really crazy, interesting, wild things. KFC recently, Kentucky Fried Chicken, has become much more of a fan of doing interesting, weird, wild things.
Yep.
But even there, and this is where there's a funny combo of these things. You're right, there needs to be a balance and a link. The brands that do the wildness and the weirdness, they kind of need to do it in a certain way and become known for it in a certain way.
Yep.
So KFC, for instance, has new people play the Colonel. And every time a new actor comes in, like Rob Lowe, or did Kristen Wiig do the Colonel at some point? I'm trying to remember who else. They've had all kinds of people play the Colonel.
Yeah.
And every time they do, Norm, uh, not Norm,
McDonald. Yeah.
Norm Macdonald, yep, he
Mhm.
played the Colonel.
Mhm.
It brings something different and something weird and something new, but we're all now somewhat familiar with this concept, so we look for the new in that familiar.
Mhm.
Another example I'm a huge fan of, Cards Against Humanity, a
Yes.
shitty game for shitty people, does famously irreverent and antisocial Black Friday stunts.
Mhm.
The first time, because they are against humanity and they hate consumerism. It was just a game built out of some friends thinking that they should do an antisocial version of Apples to Apples. The first one ever was I don't know if you remember, they just jacked the price $5. Happy Black Friday.
Yeah.
Formerly $25, now 30.
Yes.
And then from then it's become a tradition that Cards Against Humanity does a Black Friday stunt, but each one is different and new.
Mhm.
So in this weird way, you have, you know, hit the problem right on the head, which is if you're too similar all the time, you're boring and
Yeah.
stale. And if you're too different all the time, you're chaotic and no one knows what to expect from you next. And so long, long ago, Raymond Loewy, who's a big engineering designer, I think he even designed Amtrak trains and a bunch of famous logos. He said, you got to make the new familiar and you got to make the familiar new.
Mhm.
And Josie, I'll bet you see this in the long-term brands,
Yeah.
the most long-lived brands that are still fresh today, like Coca-Cola
Mhm.
or Starbucks, where there's dogged consistency, but they're also refreshing things over the years, updating things, tweaking things, and then, of course, bringing fun and novelty within that frame. Does that make sense?